Welcome into College Football Breakdown with Kelly in Vegas. Find her on Twitter at KellyInVegas. Kelly, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Last weekend was not my best performance in college football, so I'm ready to have a good one now.
All right, bounce back mode for Kelly. And Kelly, what are you hearing there in Las Vegas as far as anything sports betting in the sports books? Anything new this week?
You know, lots of ugly NFL double-digit dogs this week. I just left Orleans. I was over there with Bob Scucci shooting for the Review Journal that we do every week. And he was, talking to me like, hey, are you going to jump on any of these horrible teams? And it looks like that's where the sharp guy's money is going early. Really exciting. Last night we had the Las Vegas Golden Knights' first home game. Everybody that was there said it was absolutely rocking. It's such an exciting place to be. So pretty much the two fun things that have been going on in Vegas as of this week.
Yeah, and what about like the Proxy service? Are you seeing anything like kind of repeating itself with the bets that most of your clients are putting in, either in the NFL or in college football?
So, a lot of those guys do a lot of stuff with my business partner, so I don't see a lot. But I will say that we have quite a few guys in the top 25, so I'm really happy to see that. But as far as what we've seen just in the Super Contest in general is that the 5 consensus plays just took a beating again last week, 0-5. So if you're looking not necessarily for plays, but maybe plays to fade, go over and check that out because they have just been doing pretty bad since week 1.
Yeah, that's crazy how that works out, just fading like the popular plays there. But hey, we got 3 games on the college football slate to break down, some big ones actually. We got 2 in the 3:30 time slot and 1 in the 8 p.m. Eastern time slot, all on major networks. So we'll start off in the SEC. We got 207, 208, Battle of Tigers. We got Auburn traveling to the Bayou to take on LSU. Looks like LSU's +7 at UWager. You can get it a little bit reduced juice, -105. Check that out on the SBR odds screen. And a 44.5 the total. Tell me you're betting on my Auburn Tigers, Kelly.
I am not betting on your Auburn Tigers for that very reason. They might be the second best team in the SEC, but let's look at this LSU team. I don't think that they're getting as much respect in Death Valley as they deserve here. Yes, they got lucky and beat Florida by a missed point after, and nobody cares. They are not getting any respect here at home. Auburn, again, they deserve all the respect in the world for probably being the second best team in the SEC, but I'm not buying it. This is a public play on the Auburn Tigers, that is just because people are like, wait a minute, the LSU Tigers are not sold on Ed Ogeron as a head coach, and this team just lost in Death Valley to Troy 2 weeks ago. I wish I had better stuff to say about the LSU Tigers, but this is purely a numbers play for me. I'm going to take the 7 with the home dog Tigers, LSU.
Yeah, it's tough to disagree. I mean, Auburn hasn't won in Baton Rouge since, I believe, 1999. So it's a tough one to pick the Auburn Tigers in, so I can't disagree with you too much. But on the second half of the 3:30 slate, this one on ESPN, the Red River rivalry, we got the Oklahoma Sooners versus the Texas Longhorns. Looks like Oklahoma's laying 8 at 5 dimes, 7.5 at Bet Online. So depending on which side you're looking to go with, the favorite or the dog, make sure to shop around on SBR odds. We got UWager hanging a 64.5 as the total. Bet DSI 65.5. How you looking to bet the Red River rivalry, Kelly?
This is tough because prior to last week's outcome of the Texas K-State game and the Oklahoma-Iowa State game, I was already had Texas circled. I was hoping I was going to get a 9, maybe 9.5. But because the Sooners allowed Iowa State to move up and down the field against them last week, we saw a little bit of line drop here. That being said, I do think that Tom Herman is the right coach to back here. As you guys know, he actually beat Oklahoma as Houston's head coach. He is now 6-0 as an underdog. This guy is just a better coach than Lincoln Riley. As much as I thought that the Sooners were going to be a better team after we saw them beat Ohio State, everybody was ready to give Baker Mayfield the Heisman. I think the hype got to be just a little too much for this team. I'm going to take the 7.5 with the live dog here.
Okay, actually you can get an 8 at 5 dimes. So for
even better.
All right, so 5 dimes, take the 8 with the Oklahoma Sooners. 8 p.m. Eastern time on ABC. We got a Pac-12 matchup, a good one here. Pac-12 South, Utah versus USC. Utes traveling to LA to take on the Trojans. Looks like USC's laying 13 pretty much across the board. BetOnline has a 53 for the total. UWager hanging 53.5, depending on if you're going for the under or the over. Make sure to shop around on this total. But Kelly, how are you looking to bet Utes Trojans Saturday night?
You know, I got really lucky on this Utes team last week to get the backdoor cover late, but I will take it. The Trojans, on the other hand, are kind of on this downhill spiral after they lost to the Cougars 2 weeks ago. They are now just 1-5 against the number this season. This is another team where we saw a ton of hype to start the season, national championship implications. And here we are with Sam Darnold, supposed to be one of the top NFL picks next year. I just wasn't ever buying this Trojans team, and I'm still not buying them now. I know that they do have a little bit of revenge on their mind against this Utah team, but this team is very scrappy, as we saw last week. I think the Utes keep it close. I made this game 9, so I'm getting a little bit of value here with the dog. I understand it is, in the Coliseum, but I just don't see this USC team living up to their expectations once again.
Yeah, it is a big number. What about the quarterback situation for the Utes? Does that scare you at all?
Last week when we were looking into that, I had talked about it with a couple different people. I don't think it really matters that much. When we talk about college quarterbacks and the difference between numbers, at most we may see a half a point to a point difference, but I don't think here it really makes that big of a difference.
Yeah, you do get the senior leadership if Huntley doesn't play. But hey, Kelly, anything else college football betting-wise this week before we close it out?
No, but you know what? I like a lot of live dogs this week, so you guys have those circled. And then like we talked about, kind of, unrelated, be checking out those ugly double-digit dogs in the NFL to be covering as well.
All right, Kelly. Well, thanks. So we got 3 live dogs this week, and we'll be back next Thursday with another college football breakdown with Kelly in Vegas. Look for her on Twitter at KellyInVegas. Thanks, Kelly. We'll see you next week.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.